Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory. Been quite a while since I've done one of these. For some reason, after a while, I feel like I'm a little bit rusty. But anyway, back again for another preview, this time previewing Brentford at the Emirates at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Well, I mean, this is a very, very winnable game, I think. I think that the team that played, I know that there's going to be people saying, oh yeah, but Brentford did us over on the first day of the season, etc, etc. And it's like, well yeah, but we were a totally different team the last time we played them. We were ravaged with COVID, ravaged with injuries, it was debuts for people, etc, etc. We had Balogun up front who, you know, even though he's a good prospect, he's not necessarily a starting striker, especially in the formation and the tactics that Arteta wants to play. But I think this time we're a lot stronger than we were then. So I think this is definitely a very, very winnable game. Looking at the table, they currently are in 14th and they drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace at home last weekend. And they've lost 4 prior to that. I mean, the biggest kind of controversy that came out of their last 4 games was that 3-1 loss to Manchester United, where Thomas Frank, their manager, went on a ridiculously mad rant about how much in the first half they were better than United and deserved to win the game. But you know, all that matters at the end of the day is what's on the board after 90 minutes. So yeah, to be fair though, they have had a few difficult games. I guess United is a difficult game. They had Liverpool away, Wolves at home, not an easy game, and then Man City away. So it's not been easy. And Palace, to be fair, aren't a pushover either. So been difficult for them. But at the same time, I do think that we can win this. I do think that we can take 3 points. It's the kind of game that we need. Knowing our luck, after having a really good performance against Wolves and winning that game 1-0, I can imagine that for some reason we'll capitulate and lose this 2-0 to Brentford or something like that. Such is life as being an Arsenal fan. You're brought up 1 minute and then brought down the next. It's crazy. But yeah, the race for top 4 is definitely on, man. I'm telling you, like, it's not, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think it's as cut and dry as people think. There's literally like 2-3 points between those that are in 4th and those that are in 7th, and even in 8th with Spurs there. Like, there is a possibility that if results go their way and they start picking up wins, they could easily start pushing up the table. I didn't read too much into it, speaking of Spurs, but I saw somebody reporting about Antonio Conte saying he wished he'd never taken the job. And I was thinking, really? Wow, okay. Surely he didn't say that. He'd be sacked immediately, wouldn't he? It's crazy. And then, yeah, so Man United played the other night and beat Brighton 2-0. But yet their fans are still complaining. I'm not saying to be like, and I don't like using this word very often, but I'm not saying be a flip-flop. Like, once you win, everything's fine. When you lose, it's the end of the world sort of thing. They're currently 4 points ahead of us in 4th place at the moment, but that could all change. I think their next game is Sunday against Leeds at Ellen Road, and then West Ham are playing Newcastle on Saturday, and we're playing Brentford on Saturday, and Wolves are playing Leicester at home on Sunday. It could go any way, man, and that's the thing. I saw a lot of people, I didn't really engage too much into it because I've started to try not to involve myself. I don't involve myself physically with anyone on social media anyway, but I try to just read what's going on and then just come out, because I'm almost, to some extent, afraid to tweet anything, because I'm just worried that, and I know I don't have many followers, but like, it's one of those things where you're one step away from like infamy, basically. You know, if I say something that loads of people don't agree with, I'll be hunted down for it, you know. So I try not to voice my opinions too publicly. But yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry said something along the lines of, if Arsenal don't get top 4, then I would consider it a failure. which is a fair enough opinion, and he's entitled to that as a pundit and as a fan of the club. He's entitled to that. But I personally think that for me to be realistic about the situation, I think anything lower than 6th is not progress. I think 7th we've got to possibly have a word. Essentially, we have to have a conversation about what's happening. I wouldn't, again, if we finished, let's say if we finished 7th, God forbid, it could happen, but let's say we finished 7th, I would be like, okay, yeah, so we've moved up one place from last season and the season before, so that's clear signs of something happening, but it's not good enough. But I wouldn't necessarily be saying Arteta needs to be sacked as such, because unless like the goal of the club was for us to get back into the Champions League. Now that's the thing. That's the only thing. Like, I would say if the objective is get back into European football and he fails that, yeah, he should go. But like if the objective is improve on last season, then fair enough. I don't think it would be that. And I think anything lower than 6th, I think we would need to be thinking about potentially changing the coach. 6th is kind of like somewhere in the middle. It more comes down to the club. 5th would be a really, really good achievement, because it means that after, a really poor or indifferent season last season, we've managed to jump 3 spaces up the table. A lot of people would still not be happy with that, which is fair enough. I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, yeah, well, if we don't get top 4, it's a underachievement and all this kind of stuff," and that the fact that we don't have European football means that we should have got top 4. And it's kind of like, well, no, not necessarily. We're not guaranteed to win every game. We're not guaranteed to be in the top 4. Like I've said before, I think I said this to Stefan when he was on the programme. When United signed Ronaldo, particularly Ronaldo, but Varane and Sancho as well, I was like, yep, they're going to be in the top. They're going to walk the top 4. And things have changed. Like they're barely in it, to be fair, at the moment. Even though they've probably won. Oh no, they've won just as many games as United, Arsenal, and West Ham, as much as West Ham and Arsenal. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, things can change, and I get the fact that like as things have improved slightly, the expectations change, which is fair enough. But at the same time, like I keep saying, you have to remain grounded. You have to think, okay, that would be good to be in the top 4, to get top 4. But at the same time, I have to realise that this is a young team, and things might not go the way we want them to go for the next 16 games of the season. So we have to expect the fact that we might not finish in the top 4. I would be disappointed if we don't get 5th or 6th. Well, 5th I would be okay with. 6th I'd be like, fine, okay, fair enough. I wouldn't be happy, but I'd be like, alright, fair enough. Anything below that would be a disappointing season for me, because I think the opportunity was there to at least finish in the Europa League places. And I think we've been presented a very good opportunity with some of the results that we've got and performances from other teams around us to get in the top 4. So that will be disappointing, but at the same time, I wouldn't necessarily throw my toys out of the pram if we finish 5th. I'd be a bit more annoyed if it was 6th, but like if we finish 5th, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's 3 places up from last season. There's something happening here. He's got us back into Europe. Fair enough. That would be my opinion there. And going back to the game, it continues on with Brentford. We have to keep the momentum going. We have to just rack up as much points as we can until the next big game. That's kind of how it works now, hopefully. And that's the thing. The other thing I keep seeing a lot of people say is like all the other teams have got cup competitions and European football and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, well, sometimes that doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think it benefits us that much necessarily, because we still have to win the games we have to win, and our squad is unfortunately paper thin. So yeah, it's going to be difficult regardless. But teams like Brentford we should beat. I'm not saying that we have a right to, but on paper we should beat Brentford. I think it was actually Tom Canton from the Gooner Talk that said that like we were a completely different team when we played Brentford at the start of the season. energy was high from them because it was their first top flight game in God knows how long. Yeah, like their first game in front of fans in their new stadium and all that kind of stuff. So they were obviously up for it. This will be their first, trip to the Emirates. It might, nerves might dawn on them, all that kind of stuff. We just have to come in running and we just have to put them to the sword, not give them that opportunity, essentially. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see where we are after the weekend. I think I'm going to leave it there because I've been talking for, pre-edit, I've been talking for 11 minutes and a half. So I'll leave it there. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do a match reaction because there's stuff going on Saturday. I'm going to be travelling somewhere, so I don't know whether I'll get there in time to watch the game or not. If I don't, then I will probably do what I did. Well, we'll see how it goes. But like, if I don't manage to watch it or listen to it on Arsenal.com and watch the highlights and all that kind of stuff, what I will probably do is just gauge what I can from the highlights and talk about it in the next preview, which is for Wolves on the following Thursday. So hopefully we will be talking about how we're now 2 points within the top four rather than, 1 point within the top four rather than 2 points. Hopefully. Anyway, until I speak to you again, I'm Pierre-Emerick Wise. Take care and stay safe.
The two teams have switched around and are ready now for the second half. Martin Ødegaard. Really getting stuck in. Tony. Excellent use of the ball as they make their way forward. Well, it was close to the target, but close isn't good enough, really. Tierney. Playing with purpose and control. Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. Tony. Christian Eriksen now. Sergi Canos. The attack continues. They're making considerable progress. Body on the line. A chance now with the corner. And they're making a change. Now sending it in. Not really the ideal clearance. Well, they can keep possession of it now. Lacazette. Partey, and up for grabs off the keeper, and a goal! Well, it looks easy when you can put them away like that.
Well, here we can see it again. Normally I'm the first to point the finger at a goalkeeper, but I think it's a good initial save. I'm not sure he could have done much more. Just a bit unfortunate, really, that it dropped to an opponent.
So the ball is rolling again. 2-1 the score. What's going to happen next? Showing considerable guile. Thomas Partey. Oh, really commanding goalkeeping. Time for a change then.
Coming off the pitch, number 23, Christian Eriksen, to be replaced by number 14, Zaman Gonos.
Trying to pick out a teammate. And it's a moment he would like to have back if possible. Frank Onyeka. And Pontus Jansson has it. Christian Nørgaard. Over the byline, hence a goal kick. Granit Xhaka. Tierney. Xhaka with it. Lacazette. Losing possession here. 20 minutes to go. Making progress. But they took care of the situation defensively. Now, counter-attacking possibilities here. Well, it petered out. Unable to keep the ball. Well, is it going to end up being productive for them? Tierney. And they know they need to stop him. Taking care of business defensively here. Ivan Toney. Henry. Toney. How can they turn one of these attacks into a goal? Jansson. Well, a good tackle. This could level it. Well, it did look dangerous for a moment, but the keeper has it now. Moving towards full time, and it's a matter of whether or not Arsenal can preserve the victory. Stuart, what have you made of their performance?
Well, they should have had this wrapped up long ago. Some of their football has been excellent, but they're going to need to be resilient in these final few minutes to get their much-deserved victory.
Lovely work to get past his man. Able to get a body in the way. And there to intervene. Plenty of options. No, not the best challenge. And the counter-attack is on. Options available. They need to get bodies back. Well, that break looked so promising. This could be it! And it is! He's done it! Surely a case of game over.
Well, here's the replay, and it's a simple finish in the end. But where was the defending? That's just not good enough.
So the ball is moving again. We've been treated to 4 goals. 3-1 the score.
To be replaced by number 19, Nicholas Pepe.
Really good attacking play. Could reduce the deficit. Well, the keeper performing brilliantly.
Well, that's just incredible. He reacted so quickly there.
And a good-looking pass. And the referee blows his whistle. Now we can say it officially. Arsenal have won this game. 3 points for them. What did you make of it all?
Well, Derek, it was a comfortable win in the end. Fully deserved their victory because they dominated every aspect of the game. It was a really good result for them here today.
Well, he put in a really thorough performance here, Stuart.
Well, it's a good performance. He worked hard, played well and scored a goal. And his team won. What more could you ask for?